So in this video, I want to talk about what to do if you lose your job due to the coronavirus and this economic freeze, this stock market crash, and this whole economic slowdown we're experiencing. It's really sad that a lot of people are losing their jobs, and I want to break down personally what I would do if I lost my job and how to help ensure my financial independence. This is Jake Ducey with I Love Prosperity. Make sure you hit the like button on the side right over there, and let's dive right into this video. So the first thing that I would do is I would try to get any money you have, just get a little bit of it, not that much, out of the bank because of economic freezes. In 2015, when the Greek economy collapsed, they froze everyone's bank accounts. So, I mean, if you lost your job, I would recommend getting some cash out. You know, don't go crazy, but just something that's at least a week's worth, just in case there really was a run on the banks. I talked about in another video how I tried to pull out a bunch of money. I was eventually successful at it, but they wouldn't let me at first. And so I threatened to close my bank account, and then they let me get my money out. And they tried to talk me out of it, telling me using fear tactics, you know, it's way safer if you keep it here, which it's not at all. Due to fractional reserve banking, which is a system we have, if you give them one of these right here, they can lend out a multiple of 9. So technically, if every single person demanded their money back, they actually don't have it. Of course, they don't have the cash reserves, but they actually don't have your money either, because they've lended out a multiple of 9 of it. And if people default on those loans of all the money that they've loaned out to, then they're really screwed. You know, and that happened in Greece just in 2015. And I mean, I wouldn't put it past it happening here. In addition to that, with the national emergency that they declared, they said that the banks only have to have 0% reserves too. So I think everyone should have a little bit of cash. This is not financial advice, and I'm wrong 100% of the time. I once heard somebody say that on their video. This is just me talking to myself here. How about that? So the second thing that I would do is I would use this time to be thinking about multiple sources of income. Now you can see the reason why the wealthiest people in the world advocate multiple sources of income. And it's because you never know what happens. It's always important to not have all your eggs in one basket of an income source. Now, it may be a little hard to get some of those sources up and running right now, but it won't be once the dust settles. Some people feel like this is the end of the world. It's not. We may have a lot more turbulence, and there may be a lot of big companies that have a lot further to fall because they're just levered up in debt. They've borrowed money at artificially low interest rates. They've bought all their own stock backs. They haven't paid down their debts, and then they want bailouts, and a lot of them are going to go under. But ultimately, there'll be a new restructuring. I believe we'll have a healthier economy. And after crisis, there's always fantastic opportunities. So what this means is use this time to grow your mind and grow yourself in your own financial education. On this channel, I have numerous videos where I break down in real time how you can create leveraged income. Now, you may not be able to implement them immediately, but just be prepared. And start to better yourself, start to grow, start to think about, make a list, and write at the top multiple sources of income and come up with every income source you can think of, and start brainstorming the best ones. Start looking at skills that you can develop, whether it's sales or digital marketing or what have you. Start looking at how you can get better at those things, and ultimately, once the dust settles and people aren't quarantined and all this crazy stuff, you can start to implement some of those businesses. You may get your main job back or find another one, but in your spare time, you can start working on building some of these additional sources of income. So multiple sources of income. Comment that down below, multiple sources of income. Just to make sure that sticks with you, comment down below multiple sources of income. And make sure you hit the like button too right over there. The next thing that I would do is consider getting a little bit of this stuff. If it was me, it depends how much money I would have. Like if I lost my job and I didn't have any money, it's a different story. But if I had a little bit of money, I'd get some of this. This is American Eagle. I've saved in gold and silver for a while, a few years, because this is fiat currency. This isn't backed by anything, and they're gonna print zillions of dollars to try to solve this problem, but it's gonna kill the currency. So it's gonna make the cost of living go up long term, and it's gonna create tremendous inflation. So when inflation finally kicks in, we're in a deflationary environment now, but inflation will follow deflation. And when it does, things like this, it doesn't need to be this, but things like this, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies will probably take off, real estate will take off, or at least cash flow real estate. We might have a housing crisis because people aren't gonna have money, so they're not gonna buy houses even if interest rates are low. So housing prices might actually go down a lot. I don't know for sure, but I would consider investing in things like this. Now, in addition to that, the next thing that I would be considering is how to pay off my debts. I wouldn't go overboard if you lost your job and you don't have any money now. I wouldn't go crazy on it because you're gonna want some cash, right? But I would at least run all your numbers on your own. Look how much you owe, look how much savings and stuff you have versus what you owe, and see if you can put a plan together to pay some of it off. It may be likely that there's a debt forgiveness after this whole thing explodes. Who knows for sure? But the number one thing to do right now is to try the best that you can to stay calm and start to focus on preparing for the future. Start preparing to focus on the future. And what the future means is you need multiple sources of income. You can see why it's so important and why a lot of the richest people in the world are entrepreneurs and business owners. The reasons are innumerous. First of all, there's tax benefits. You buy everything with pre-tax dollars. Post-tax dollars are right, you're on salary for $4,000 a month, but every paycheck you get $2,300 or whatever. That's your post-tax dollars. And then you buy everything with that. With a business, you can buy everything that is, legally connected to your business, of course. You can buy it with pre-tax dollars. So you're essentially getting 40% more purchasing power. In addition to that, you're insulated from so many more economic problems. But the most important one is that you are the actual controller of your destiny, and you can institute multiple sources of income and leverage. You can employ other people that are performing tasks, and you're getting a cut off the top. You're not directly performing the service. Now, there's a million businesses to start, and a lot of that will be a lot clearer. But start doing the research on what people need and what will be valuable in the future. And when you start to do that and you start to put a plan together, you're going to be able to actually have a little bit of excitement, I think. You're going to be able to, while there may be a lot more turbulence to come, you're going to be able to prepare yourself more and actually prosper more once the dust settles and we start to get back to a more normal way of living. Now, to finish this off, I just want to remind you, last but not least, is taking inventory of your expenses. If you've lost your job, obviously that would mean you don't have income coming in. You may get some income from the government and things like that, but who knows how long that will last, and I don't trust the government anyway, so who knows? They might cut payments, you never know. And so then the next question to ask is, what are things I can consolidate? Can I get an extra roommate right now? Can I cut a couple expenses? Can I cut my cable bill right now? Can I trade in one of my cars? Like, what are things that you'd be able to do to lower your expenses? Every time there's economic crises, it always gives us it's unpleasant, but it gives us an opportunity to be able to reflect on our means and to reflect on our standard of living versus what we have coming in. Unfortunately, the vast majority of us have taken on a lot of unnecessary debt and lived above our means. This is a chance for you to reflect, to cut things down, and when you're able to cut things down and get a better grasp of finances, start studying it more, use this quarantine time to read new books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all these great finance books, And you can start to build multiple sources of income when the dust settles. Once your income starts to take off in the years to come as you build new sources of income, especially ones that have tax benefits, being self-employed as a business owner, and you've also learned more about money now, so you've decreased your expenses. Long term, it's going to put you in a lot better financial position. So I'm praying for every single person, and I'm making this channel to try to help as many people as I can. And so hopefully there's something in this video that speaks to you. If there is, make sure you hit the like button on the side right over there to send this out into the YouTube universe so more people see it. So make sure you hit the like button right over there to send this out into the YouTube universe. And make sure that you comment down below one thing you learned from this video. What's something from this video you're gonna work on, or you're gonna study, or you're gonna learn more about. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just me sharing my own advice to myself. And make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification right over there on the side. The bell notification is what notifies you for new videos. So even if you're already subscribed, just double check you've actually hit the bell notification right over there on the side. And comment down below one thing you have learned from this video. Have a great day. Wishing everyone well. Everyone's in my prayers, and I will talk to you soon.